There's a version of you that women are drawn to without you trying. Not the version that's working harder. Not the version that's performing more. The version that has stopped needing the outcome and started living for something bigger than it. That shift is what this is about. This is for men who are done chasing external validation and ready to understand what actually creates natural, lasting magnetism. Not a tactic, a way of being. Here's the mindset most men are operating from, and most don't even know it. Everything is oriented around the result. Did she text back? Did it go well? Does she like me? Is this going somewhere? Every interaction is quietly being measured against a hoped-for outcome. And that measurement, that constant low-level monitoring, is felt by every woman you interact with. It doesn't read as keenness. It reads as need. And need, however understandable, however human, contracts the very thing that creates attraction. Because a man who needs the outcome to go a certain way has already handed his sense of being okay to someone else. And women feel the weight of that before you've said anything of substance. Here's what that actually looks like in real life. You're on a date, it's going well, or you think it is. But underneath the conversation, part of your attention is running a quiet background process. Is she enjoying this? Am I coming across right? Should I have said that differently? What does it mean that she checked her phone? That background process is the leak. It takes you out of the moment. It makes you fractionally less present, fractionally less yourself, fractionally more managed. And she feels the difference between a man who is genuinely here and a man who is here while quietly hoping she approves of him being here. The mindset shift isn't about caring less. This is important. It's not indifference. It's not detachment. It's not the manufactured coolness that pickup culture confuses for confidence. It's this. A grounded man has a life he is genuinely invested in, independent of whether any particular woman chooses him. He has things he's building, values he's living by, a direction he's moving in that matters to him whether or not anyone is watching. The relationship he wants is something he's adding to a life that already has substance, not something he's filling a void with. That internal reality changes everything about how he moves through dating. When you're invested in your own life, genuinely, not performatively, the outcome of any single interaction stops carrying so much weight. Not because you don't care, because you have a larger context for it. A woman choosing not to continue doesn't dismantle your sense of self, because your sense of self isn't resting on her choice. She feels that stability. And stability, real stability, not performed indifference, is one of the most attractive things a man can offer. Because what she's really asking, underneath every interaction, is, what would it feel like to be with this man when things get hard? Is he solid? Can I lean on this? The man who is anchored in his own life answers that question before she asks it. There's a video on this channel that goes deeper on exactly this. What emotional solidity looks like in the early stages of dating, and how to build it without suppressing the parts of you that genuinely care. I'll link it at the end. Now here's where most men get this wrong, and it's a subtle thing, but it matters. Some men hear this, and they try to manufacture the detachment. They work on seeming less interested. They delay texts strategically. They perform a version of a man who doesn't need the outcome while privately being consumed by it. That isn't the shift. That's the old pattern in a new costume. The real shift is internal. It happens when you start asking a different question. Most men are asking, does she like me? The grounded man is asking, do I like this? Is this person someone I genuinely want to know better? Does this interaction reflect who I am and what I value? That switch, from seeking approval to exercising discernment, changes the entire dynamic of how you show up. You stop auditioning, you start evaluating, not coldly, not arrogantly, but from a place of genuine self-respect that says, I have standards for what I bring into my life, and I'm paying attention to whether this meets them. Women feel the difference instantly. A man who is auditioning is subtly deferential, even when he's trying not to be. A man who is genuinely discerning is present, engaged, and impossible to fully read. Because he isn't performing a version of himself calibrated to be liked. He's just himself, and that is genuinely rare. This is the shift, from outcome-dependent to direction-driven, from needing her approval to trusting your own judgment, from filling a void to adding to a life. It doesn't happen in a conversation. It happens in the months where you invest in what matters to you, your work, your health, your relationships, your growth, because those things matter to you, not because you're hoping they make you more attractive. The magnetism that comes from that isn't manufactured. It isn't strategic. It's the natural result of a man who is genuinely alive to his own life. And that is something women feel the moment you walk in. If this landed, this video is the natural next step. It covers the specific behaviors that women pick up on before a word is spoken. It's on screen now. I'll see you there.